Hi there, welcome back to Not Another Budget. I'm Nicole, and on this channel I'm attempting to cash budget my way out of debt, fix several years of financial misbehaviour, and if that's something you're interested in following along with, please don't forget to stick around and check out the other content that I have created for you on this channel. Now, autumn is in full swing. The red and the orange and the beautiful colours are out on the leaves. I have my little autumn setup here, which I love, and I'm burning my first autumn candle, which is really lovely. And we are doing today, it's officially under the banner of Savings Challenge Sunday, but it is not savings for savings. This is actually the accumulated change. I've also moved some money around as well, so I've been able to swap out some coins from last week for notes as well. So this is an accumulation to see where I'm at, and also look and see what else I can chunk down off my debt. So in terms of a little bit of a catch up so far, I have paid off £419.66, and the one that I'm currently attacking aggressively on the Snowball is Credit Spring, and this is how much I paid off so far, £49.30. So any money here will pay and reduce that balance down further. So I'm already ahead on the Snowball against where I thought I would be. As per usual, I have my Percy piggy bank just here, and any 10 pences, 5 pences, 2 pences or 1 pences are all going to be fed into Percy piggy bank. When he is full, we'll do a count up and see how much there is, and then decide what I'm going to do. And then depending on how much there is for me to pay off towards debt, I will also go ahead and scratch off a line or draw a line on the debt repayment tracker as well. But let me just quickly tip this out for you. I didn't want a pound coin in there, so I'm going to put that back because that is not where it should be, and that's going to go out of the way for now. That candle smells lovely. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to pick out the coppers and the smaller denominational coins, of which there's not actually that much, which is quite nice to see. And yeah, I hope you guys have been enjoying Vlogtober. I am consciously trying to do, they may be shorter videos, but at least then it gives me the option to turn them around in good time and get them uploaded and submitted. So I'm not in the habit of doing shorter videos on this channel, but let me just very quickly feed Percy, because yes, I will diligently put the money into the little envelope slot, which you're going to watch me do now. Super, and that is still not full, so good to know. And now we are left with this here. So I've got £1, £2, 50. Okay, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, £1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. £2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. £3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. £4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. £5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. £6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. £7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. £8 and 60 pence. Is £11 10 pence to come off this. Okay, I'm going to need to write out another bit. We're just going to put that very quickly back in there as well. So what I'll do is pardon me, the lurgy is going round. So the voice is going, the strength is waning, but I will fight through it because everything is going round the school at the minute. That's just going to quickly go back in there just for time being. So what I will now do is I'll make an £11.10 payment from my bank account, and that change will go back into my budget as much as possible. There was a lot more change last week, and I was able to change some of it down, exchange it for pound coins, incorporate it into notes and things, because I was able to pay money in, take money out and stuff. So I did a little bit of money moves last week. So we are up to £49.30, which is made up of a £10 minimum payment, a £24 Snowball payment, a £15.30 Snowball payment, and we're also doing today an £11.10 Snowball, which means, because it takes a couple of days once I've made a payment for it to process and update, it doesn't reflect immediately. So £49.10, no, £49 and so £60.40 is what has been paid, or what will be paid off total, which means that the original balance is, so we're down now to £39.60 for the balance. So this one really is ticking along, and to any budgeters out there who are working with small change and large numbers, just chunk it down in small steps. Slow and steady wins the race, and small steps gets you there just as quickly. You're just doing it in a different way. So I am not in a position where I can throw hundreds of pounds to a snowball. But what I can do is sit there and go, yep, okay, I've got all this loose change, I've given it a job, and I'm already, like, I thought I'd be going into November with a £66 balance, and I'm not able to make any extra minimum payments on this. So I'm really happy that that's the case. It's ticking it down, and I am hopeful that actually I can, you know, fingers crossed, maybe we can get that £39.60 gone as well by the end of the month, because this is the current focus for this month. This is all we're going to do on the tracker, is just a line for £10, maybe a little bit more, just another slightly thicker line. So although the numbers feel impossible, and believe me, I really get that the numbers feel impossible, don't be, because I would not, when I tipped this out, thought that there was £11.10 in here. Yes, I took a pound coin out. It's because I'm keeping the pound coins. That needs to actually go somewhere. It has a job. And all of a sudden that's £11.10 paid off to my debt, which is quite nice. On top of that as well, where I am choosing to make significantly larger snowball payments, I think someone called it in my comments a snowvalanche when I did my debt update for you all in the week. It really is kind of purposeful, and if I just look at it from an illustrative purpose, I do get what some of you guys in the comments were saying about making sure that, like, you know, all bills and stuff are covered and things, and then don't try and do both things. There is a slightly mercenary side of me which is dictating that I am paying off the making large £200 payments to my guarantor. The minimum payments anyway are £100 a month. The balance of it, if I consistently, what am I up to? I am up to, how much am I up to? I think it's 7,160. I think this is how much currently the guarantor debt is. If I take 3,000, which is 10 £300 a month payments, that's down to 4,160, which is realistically what I'm hoping the balance will be come June of 2024, so less than a year away, and this is when I finish teacher training. And it's slightly mercenary of me to do that, because While the guarantor is not putting any pressure on me to make the overpayments, as a show of good faith and also as a need for me, I financially need the guarantor to sign on and be a guarantor for me, either in this property or another, or any other property I move to, which is a completely separate video, because if there's one kind of big looming overarching banner which is stopping me from enjoying things right now, it's something like that. But we're going to talk about that separately in case I go off onto a tangent. I'm going to need the guarantor to sign on for me. It's going to be a lot easier if that's the case for me to ask that. If A, I have significantly chunked down what I owe them, so that they can see that actually handling money well, they've got means back to them, because my intention is not that they ever actually have to make a guarantor payment again. But given that they have decided that they don't want to be making payments again, if I've at least given them money back, I mean, ideally I'd like to get that down to £3,500. You know, we'll see. But if I can clear just at least or over half of it, then that's more money back in their pocket, and I can get a signature on a piece of paper which basically says that they will guarantor me. The intention is never for them to pay out. So if I look at it as well, at the minute, I'm quite happy just chunking along, going in small steps, £10 here or there, and running a small snowball for this level of debt, which is this 2,084. Because like I've said already, a lot of these aren't set up, although this is the total amount of debt that I owe, a lot of these aren't set up on minimum payments. I don't know if they still exist or not. There's a lot more admin that I need to do, and I've said that that is a job which is going to be attempted hopefully by the end of October, when I have that week off for half term. But what I don't want to do is all of a sudden start making significantly large overpayments, £200, £300 a month plus, to debts that no longer exist, to companies which at the minute are not horrendously impacting on my budget to pay. There may need to be a month or two for the guarantor where actually I decide not to, if I want to, you know, if I'm £100 off clearing it down. But they're not negatively impacting on my credit file. But I need the guarantor to sign because of my credit file. So it's very kind of tangled. There's a lot of like this going on, and then there's a lot of me down here, security up here, then we've got guarantor over here, if you like my little analogy, and then we've got consumer debt over here. My biggest single debt outside of my guarantor is this one here, which is $1,320, but there is a payment arrangement set up for them. Things are quite secure. They are generally quite happy. It's £40 a month. It's not going to significantly improve my life. I am not really going to be in the position from September next year, where I have the opportunity to make regularly, you know, £200, £300 a month payments to my guarantor, and I would like that debt gone. So if I can try and gain traction at both ends, chunk down the consumer debt in small steps, £10 here, £5 there, as we can see, it is effective because my debts are small, because they are small, and then immediately jump to lots and lots of little small ones here, immediately then jump to £1,320, then immediately jump to £7,500. Like, you know, I don't do things by half, guys. I'm either all in or a tiny bit in. Whereas actually the guarantor is still a 2 or a 3 month. No. The guarantor, if I just pay £100 a month, is a 5-year debt payoff, and I'm not keen on that. I'd like that to not be the case. If I can reduce this debt by nearly half, by paying £300 a month for 10 months or so, then that takes that debt payoff down to 2 years or 2.5 years. So it halves that time. So this will decrease as and when I work through the snowball here. So I'm kind of attacking it at 2 avenues, and equally as well, if I can't pay the guarantor $300 next month, it's not the end of the world as long as they get their £100 minimum. But I will, because that's something that I've set myself, whereas actually if I can't make that payment to say this one or this one, I mentally am going to struggle and feel like I'm not succeeding. I feel more in control that way as well, because it is just one big payment that's gone and I can celebrate that significant chunk down off my debt. So it's about where I'm seeing wins and where I'm seeing time frames and things. There is this big overarching concern which is not going away, which is my housing situation, and that's why I'm going to do a separate video about that. In fact, I'll probably film that straight after this one. That's very much impacting on why I am struggling to enjoy what I'm doing at the minute, if I'm being really, really frank. And so therefore I want to make wins for the guarantor, because I'm essentially mercenarily trying to buy their signature by clearing down the debt. And at the same time, I'm also just tackling the annoying, and they are annoying more than they are harmful, little bits of consumer debt and things like that. So hopefully that's cleared it all up. I'm going to jump straight into recording the next video, which will be coming out for you probably tomorrow. And yeah, I hope you've liked this little just catch up for you, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye bye for now.